Hey everybody, this is Come and Party with Nick, now here for the second segment on my 1,000 subscriber special for Daniel, and this time we're going to be playing some Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. So let's see how this goes. I'll go ahead and have normal computer players, we'll do 4 races, I bet it's going to be all good, let's do it!
And if you guys saw the end of the first segment, it was such a shame of how I ended up getting last place, but I'm sure hopefully things will go better for me on this one.
Yeah, for sure. You know, it is a shame that that the last game didn't go too well for you. It didn't really go too well for me either, but either way, I hope this game will go better.
For a track called Coconut Mall, they are sure not selling Coca-Cola there.
I admit, Coca-Cola is a nice soda right here. I haven't had soda in a while myself. I really should try it again, to be honest.
Yeah.
And I also gotta remember as well that because it's Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, I actually have to manually hold my items. I also gotta remember that when it comes to the trick system, I also gotta remember too that I cannot do tricks while you're on a straight line, and you can't drive on rails either. So I gotta remember, because it's Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, the gameplay is different here.
Yeah.
Just not like how it is with what they changed in Mario Kart World. And the reason why we're basically doing Mario Kart 8 Deluxe right here for this kind of special right here is that I do not have a Switch 2 yet, but I do want to get one sometime.
Yeah, hopefully we'll get one in a few weeks when Christmas comes along after the time of this recording, but we'll see what happens.
I seriously do hope, though, Daniel, that you do get the Switch 2. Because the thing I have planned, guys who are watching this, I do have it all planned out. I do have it planned out where I basically play Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker with Daniel via the GameCube application. Then again, I can't get my hopes up because of Nintendo's crappy online. Can't get my hopes up. But at the same time, though, I can't help but feel hyped up anyway because Zelda: The Wind Waker is my all-time favorite Zelda game, and something I've been wanting to experience with VideoGameFan1999 for gosh knows how long at this point.
Yeah, ever since that first happened, right here, when the Switch 2 came out, they did add in the GameCube application, and Wind Waker does happen to be one of the games that they do have on there. Ever since then, Dominic's been really excited about that himself with how much he really enjoys it. So, with how much he really likes Wind Waker, he's been wanting something related to that game that him and I can do together. And I'm not really a huge Zelda fan myself. I'm at least into Ocarina of Time in the series, but it's a possibility I could be into another kind of game in the series after I do try that out with him. But we'll see what happens. Just get the shot.
Also, like how I didn't get the notification that Mark joined on in the call.
What's up, Mark? How are you doing?
Fine, Nick.
And Mark, we did just actually start just a few minutes ago.
Alright. Yeah, and then... Oh, okay, so the Mario Party 1 video is just watching the Runaway Guys channel. So apparently at one point, Chugga was saying, like, something about his arms or whatever, being supple or whatever, and I'm like, what?
Oh, since you mentioned that, Mark, I did see that it's really, really cool for the Runaway Guys to do a Mario Party trilogy together.
Yeah, that is really awesome of that, for sure.
Supple? I'm like, huh? And then me and Proton are no on the same wavelength. Like, Chandra, don't you ever say that again.
Yeah, exactly.
And even better, at the end, he goes like, congrats on not eating the mushroom. And I'm like, dude, you realize there's 7 boards left in this, right? I mean, it could still happen.
Exactly.
I do know that the first Mario Party has quite a bit of boards in there.
If I'm not mistaken, Mario Party 1 I think has like the most amount of boards any Mario Party even had.
Yeah, if you don't count the dual boards from 3 then it would be correct. 8 boards. Jamboree would be second with 7.
I don't count Mario Party 3's the dual boards. I don't count them because they play way too different compared to typical Mario Party, and I don't like the dual board. Good.
Okay, then yeah, you would be right. Mario Party 1 would have the most amount of boards out of any game. Jamboree would be in second place with 7.
Gosh, Janet Daniel and his super duper item manipulation hacking skills. I'm just kidding.
But yeah.
Yeah, because there's absolutely no way that I hack for real. I always play fair and square.
Exactly.
And flare pants. Okay, seriously, are you only gonna choose Daniel's track?
This is like the second time this has happened. This is like the second party video I've recorded where the only track that's getting picked is Daniel's. I remember doing the same thing for like my birthday thing a year ago.
Yeah, it's just pretty crazy right here how I'm getting so lucky with my course picks.
Like, come on. Like, come on, game. Choose someone else for a change. Choose Nick. Choose me. Care. I mean, heck, for all I care, you could choose Mark after Mark is done. Doing whatever. So, yeah, I'm just saying, come on. But yeah, back to what I was saying about the Switch 2 thing. Another reason why I'm saying this too, because I really want to play more with Daniel so bad. And same applies with Mark and Nick as well. It's leave the knockout too, because I actually like that more than a regular race.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Yeah, I'd say there's a good amount of games that I've been looking forward to playing online on the Switch 2 right here. Once I do get my hands on that console later on, I know for a fact I will be looking forward to that.
I mean, it's pretty close to Christmas, though. You could end up being lucky enough to get it in a few weeks, who knows?
Yeah, I at least hope so. That would be huge, but we'll just have to wait and see what happens.
Yep. Who really knows at this point? Well, please don't tell me I saved Daniel. Okay, thank goodness.
Yeah. The moment I was about to hold out a green shell, I was still too late right there in trying to block a red shell. But at least I didn't get hit by the blue shell at all, so at least there's a good positive thing about that.
Yes, you certainly got lucky in that regard.
Alright, so I have to take so I have to take the cartridge for CAL first, since I was playing that this morning before work. But I'm coming in now.
Alright, sounds good.
Hey. No.
Ah, dang it. Oh well, I won the... Actually, I am probably going to still win this race. I'm having really good luck today. We're filling on. I've never been this good at Mario Kart Deluxe, so it's not even like I've been practicing this lately at all.
Well, to be fair, Daniel cheated again because Okay, maybe it wasn't Daniel, but I think it might have been Daniel because there was a red shell. But still kind of stupid. And yes, I'm kidding around when I say that Daniel is hacking or cheating or whatever. That Daniel wouldn't cheat. But I'd say that because Daniel's reaction is funny pretty much every time I mention it. Kind of like that time where I was telling Daniel he was hacking at the time when Samurai Kirby, and let me guess, it goes to Daniel's pick again.
Oh what? No! Literally throughout the first step right here, it my time.
This track came at a perfect time because he needs to take a shower again.
Also, I also love how this, I know I said it before in my videos, but I love how that bug is eternally stuck on 1010.
And you know, Mark, since you just, Mark, since you just joined on in right here in the brew, do this since we are at this particular track. Let's all go to the bathroom.
Yeah. Also,
Robert.
Also, Mark,
Rubber ducky.
I hope you found the thumbnail of my second 7 for Floyd Business for Emmett funny. I hope you found that thumbnail funny.
Alright, well, this looks timing and sadly have no chance at winning this set, but that's okay.
Yep.
It's just the ending of set number 1 right here, but you can still try to make something happen in the other ones.
Yeah. I mean, technically, though, you could argue that since people can argue that doing a set any time is not like really any true winner, if that makes sense, because, you know, statistically, obviously, if you win, like, you know, one race that you're in compared to, like, you know, another person who only wins one race at, like, 15, then, obviously the person that won the race because they did a lot better, you know what I'm trying to say?
Rubber ducky, or that what? Yeah, I love. It's fun. I don't know. But I just can't help doing that because, you know, considering that we're on the track.
It was literally 2 races in a row as well that I got hit by something right when I was about to bring out my item. What?
And you know, the funny thing is, Daniel, okay, it's not that funny, but I'm the one who actually, you there when that happened? Wait, because I used my red shell on you?
What was that?
Well, I was saying, Daniel, that I used a red shell on you when it happened.
Oh, yeah. Right at the moment out here when I was trying to block it right here. Yeah, you just really tricked me so good with that.
Am I gonna make it 4 in a row, or is Mark or someone else gonna break my streak? Let's see. Mark's gonna break my streak, but it's alright. Damn, he even got me out of bounds. I think that's actually, yeah, that got me 3rd. But hey, still GG.
Okay.
At least I still win overall with 55 points. And hey, with just 1 race, you still did better than Metal Mario, PD Piranha, and Toad.
And from what I also see on the score, sorry here, Mark managed to tie with Baby Peach for A.
Yep.
Well, nothing really matters because they were computer players and they're such a normal anyways, so...
Yeah, well, I think at the end of the set, so for me, I basically just counted that as a warm-up.
Yeah. I'm just pointing out that, you know, considering he was only in 1 race, that is still really good.
Yeah.
But anyway, gonna do another set with the same rules here. I think I'm just gonna keep with the same rules the entire time, just because the fact that, you know, like I said, I'm only gonna be doing about 4, maybe 5 sets of time allows for it, so yeah, just gonna stick with the same rules.
Fair enough.
Okay, game, please choose anyone else but Daniel. I mean, I'd rather prefer me. Come on, choose anyone else but Daniel. For gosh sakes.
And And like I said, what's funny is that this is like literally the second time now I'm just choosing all of Daniel's tracks.
Like we choose some tracks that aren't Daniel's picks.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I think it makes perfect sense because this is Daniel's 1,000 subscriber special. But still. Okay, thank you. Finally, someone else.
All right, and I picked yours. So nice going, Dominic.
Well, technically it's nice going RNG, but I know what you're saying.
Alright, let's go racing in the world of Hyrule.
Well, it's more like by rule because that's the opposite of high.
Yeah, it's kind of funny for what you were bringing up there, Dominic. You guys get what he's saying?
Yep, I do.
Yeah, and age of imprisonment the other night, so.
I will admit though, we've like one of the days of the original Mario Kart 8. You know, DLC also included Hyrule Circuit along with Blue. Were like my two favorite tracks in the original Mario Kart 8. You know, because I thought they were a really fun tracks. So, Animal Crossing, not so much. Despite me liking the Animal Crossing games, Crossing I thought was probably my favorite of all the DLC tracks, but that's just what I think.
That's just any time that put in a course right here for a collaboration with another game. I always do think it's such a creative idea.
I mean, and the thing that kind of sucks about that track is you can't even choose the seasons. It's randomized.
Yeah, I do agree with that as well. The Animal Crossing track probably would have been a little better right here if it would just go with the season right here that you are currently in right here. It would do a whole lot better.
Like, for example, since we're in December right now, like, a Christmas track would make a lot of sense.
Yeah, exactly, Mark, because if there's any kind of season to race in, when you're in the month of December right here, which is basically when we are recording this right now, then the winter season is definitely the most appropriate.
Right, looks like I just barely get a topple Dominic.
Well, whoever threw that red shell wasn't nice because that got me.
I'm sorry, that was me. I'm sorry, Dominic.
I mean, I'm not salty. I'm just saying because I couldn't tell if it was a baby peach or whatever. I was thinking more towards the CPUs, but hey, I'm not mad. I'm not upset about it. Yeah.
Oh, we get to go to good old Yoshi's Island.
Okay, so we're going from choosing all Daniel's tracks to choosing all Dominic's tracks now.
Well, hey, I wouldn't go that far, Mark. Let me know I might land on yours too.
Yeah, it's just how it is right now for the first couple races in the set right here. You never really know if it can change right here in the next one.
And like I said, it's just like I said in the Mario Party Jamboree video, but in the same celebration thing, like what Proms does in Smash, as well as his critical hit Fire Emblem Awakening. Anything can change.
Exactly.
Which is why I'm also looking forward to Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave, or Fortune's Web. I mean, I know none of you guys are Fire Emblem fans, but they're looking forward to that next year, unless they delay it.
So hit a record value for GameStop trade-in in the US. 34 grand for a 2003 Gengar PSA 10.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, but that is insane.
That was just uncool, whoever gets that lightning, cause Star with me, that was too late in using it.
Okay, I don't know why I threw that there, but whatever. Nice hacking there, Mark.
In a weird way, I almost wondered if, like, because even though the two games are unrelated, since they are technically both racing games, I wonder if, like, the many asphalt sims I've done with Daniel is kind of helping probably make it better at this game, too. At least it's certainly starting to feel that way.
Yeah, I don't really know, honestly. They may be a little bit different right here, but you never really know. Some kind of hard effort you put into one racing game, it's possible that the same could apply on this. And yeah, and speaking of what Nick was talking about,
Mark, I know what you were doing there. That was not nice.
And speaking of what Nick was talking about, you guys may know we have talked about this thing plenty of times right here whenever I've appeared in Nick's videos where I speak about stuff related to asphalt. If you guys remember right here, I'm just really into that series.
No, I'm serious. Mark, that's nice and you know it.
Yeah, we always do like to talk about asphalt a lot, but yeah, sorry you got bullshit there, Dominic.
Like he threw a green shell right behind him, right where I was at, right where I was going to the ramp, and that's I mean I'm not okay. I guess I'm salty there, like, but at the same time, Mark knew what he was doing there. Like, he knew what he was.
I never actually threw it. I was just holding on to it for defense in case something else was trying to hit me.
Well, that's not what I saw from my perspective. From my perspective, I saw Mario's character model throw it behind him. Not what I saw from my perspective.
Okay, it picked someone else besides Dominic and Dana for once, but it's never picked me. Come on, gang, give me some love. I'm just kidding. But anyway, time to do some baby park.
Also
more like
chaos.
More like adult park. Yes, I know. That sounds kind of cringe, but I don't know. I don't know.
I know some people really love this track and defend it to the death. I'm not one of them. I absolutely despise this track. And I know part of it is the fact that this
same here.
That's exactly what I don't like about it.
Yeah, same here, Nick. This track is literally a circle or slash an oval. It's so boring. Yes, I get it. They made this track a 7-lap one instead of it being a 3-lap one. But yeah, it's so boring. It's literally a giant oval.
Yeah, this track could be for anybody to race on right here. But yeah, just depending on what people do think of this track right here, everyone just has their own opinions what they do think about it. But for me, I don't really mind it at all right here because you never really know what it could offer for you. And yeah, pretty much for the design on this track right here, it's mostly similar to like how a whole lot of tracks are in NASCAR, but the difference is that the direction you turn. Basically, when it comes to oval tracks in NASCAR, they mainly turn left.
Oh, never mind, I got it. I got worried for a second when I saw Tony Kimo pass me, but no, they were like a lap behind. Anyway, GG.
Yeah, GG, I suppose, yeah. I never really been into NASCAR or asphalt or any of that, and I care. Especially for NASCAR's case, because it's literally a giant oval, and they go like 200 laps, and and I don't know, I just never really cared. But you know.
And I know that like that track was even banned by some streamers because of how much they hated that track.
Hey, can you hit my track 2 times in a row now?
No, choose Nick. You gotta choose Nick. No, it's not gonna choose Nick because reasons.
We're back to
And
Daniel.
we're going back to picking Daniel's track.
But look at this.
Wait. Because you call Vancouver more like Mario and Sonic at the Vancouver Velocity Olympic Games, because the Olympic Winter Games, that one took place in Vancouver.
In 2010, pretty much. Yeah, look at it this way, Mark. Even though it didn't pick your track twice in a row, at least you get to go to your home country right here, pretty much.
I was originally gonna make a Sonic Colors reference because Terminal Velocity, but I decided against it. Yeah. Speaking of Sonic, I cannot recommend. I can't recommend Sonic Racing Cross Worlds enough, and which is also why later I'm going to promote channels or anything, but later on this month I do plan on covering the Knights kind of thing. I do plan on covering it because I think it said that was going to come out later on this month, and I'm having a feeling it's gonna Knights is going to come to Sonic Racing Cross Worlds on Christmas Day because it's perfect. It's perfect for that.
Yeah. Switch 2 version of Sonic Cross Worlds is out in the market.
It is. But the physical cartridge version is not going to come out until early next year.
Well, GG's everybody, and good job on that race, Daniel.
Yeah, thanks, Nick. And getting back to Asphalt right here, for some that I have buttoned up right here in Nick's videos. That does, of course, have copyrighted music right here, and for that reason, like I have talked about, just don't expect that kind of game to be featured on this channel anytime soon.
Yeah, exactly, just because the fact that, like Daniel said, it's got copyrighted music, so we always gotta be cautious with that.
You know the funny thing I find kind of funny about the copyright thing, or whatever, is Daniel, he cannot cover Sonic Superstars on his channel, because for some reason that part is copyrighted for him, for Sonic Superstars on the intro, and yet I was able to show that off just fine with no issues.
Yeah, that's kind of weird, because I did record Sonic Superstars at one time on my channel, and I literally thought for sure everything was going to go perfectly well. The moment when I came to upload that one day, it said that the intro was copyrighted for some reason. Everything else was just fine.
So wait a minute, so how is the intro okay to show on one channel but not on a different one? Like, that makes no sense!
That is what we call
bullshit!
Well,
Yeah.
I know, I agree, that is bullshit! That's what I'm talking about, and it's also why if Daniel does cover it on his channel, and not cover it, and what I mean to say is Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, Daniel does decide to show it off on his channel. I'm well over like show it off on his channel, but the thing that Daniel is gonna be well aware of is the second part of the credits is basically copyrighted, because there's a song called Get Higher that plays during the credits on that, and basically I have to mute that particular song, but still have my voice in there in order for it to be fully uploaded onto YouTube. Because I do know that you do unlock because I do know you also unlock like the alternate credits by beating every rival at least once. So that is another thing to keep in mind too. But I'm just saying, so if Daniel ever showing on Sonic Racing Cross World, then get higher. That one is copyrighted.
So, here's the way I look at it. Anytime anybody signs up for a YouTube account, news or whatever, they're like, oh, well, there's some terms and conditions and rules that you have to follow. What's the point of saying that if you're just going to put in different rules depending on the creator? That makes literally zero sense. Exactly. It's total nonsense. Total bullshit.
Oh, I agree. I agree. That's why. If anything, I should have gone on that copyright thing too, as well. I agree. No sense. Because again, I at least I don't remember getting a copyright thing on my when I did Sonic Superstars on my channel. Remember that?
I don't think that happened with me either.
Yeah, just when it comes to doing YouTube content in general, always do the best I can right here to make sure I be really careful to not put in some musics out there that can be copyrighted. It mainly some songs I like to listen to from singers I really do enjoy right here. Those are a more likely reason that they could be copyrighted, and those kinds of songs are what I'm mentioning. You guys may know right here that they do appear in the Just Dance series, and those are some kinds of games out there that are for sure that it's not really a good idea to be featured on YouTube at all, because to do the right thing, that they do not get copyrighted for songs that they are into.
Yeah,
all right,
well,
Mary Mom, Critter for Christmas.
Yeah, but if certain creators have permission to do those kinds of games or whatever, then obviously that's different. But for me, that doesn't really matter since I have no interest in playing Just Dance anyway. So
yeah, same here with me. I pretty much stopped playing the series sometime after Just Dance 4. The only reason why on that was because my sister, or my stepsister or whatever, she rented it for the Xbox Connect. But yeah, I pretty much gave up on the series after that. But hey, I can understand why the Just Dance games are popular. I can never understand why, but it's just the Just Dance games. They feel kind of like Call of Duty in a sense, where pretty much feels the same. I can't really complain because coming from someone who is a big Mega Man fan, and the Mega Man game play pretty much similar to each other, so I can't complain too much there. But like I'm trying to say here, the people who like the Just Dance games, good for them. I'm glad that they like something that I don't like, But for me personally, I don't see the appeal. Applies to Fortnite and Minecraft and all the other games I really despise, But everyone has their own different opinions, and I force my opinion down their throat, saying, "Oh, how dare you like this thing that I don't like," or
yeah,
I say it's a joke.
Fortnite. I tried playing Fortnite, I think, at some point last year. I immediately got wrecked the first match, and I promptly uninstalled it from my Switch. Ever seen it?
Yeah, the thing of it is, I tried Fortnite. I believe both on the PS4 and Switch. I don't remember the version I tried first, but I do know I tried it either way on both systems. I thought maybe the controls would feel better on one console versus the other, but no. To me, it felt like they were trying to rip off Call of Duty, but it's in third person over the shoulder view instead.
Yeah, and for the Just Dance series in general, by the way, do know that I first started to get into it around the 2014 days, and ever since then, I've really grown to love it so much. At this current moment right here, Recently, the 2026 edition for it did come out, but I just don't have it yet. But all the other versions I do have.
But yeah, you know,
this has gotta be.
But
like,
I do know.
I don't mean to brag or anything, but this has gotta be like by far my best Mario Kart 8 Deluxe session. Like in terms of the races I've won, like pretty much ever. I'm literally doing so much better than I've ever done before, and I don't understand it.
Well, I do know with Mark's case. Whenever they show off the Just Dance games on the Nintendo Direct, I know Mark. He mutes it because of copyright reasons, which is completely understandable. But you know, like I'm trying to say, okay, well, finally it chooses Nick's track, even though it technically chose this track previously. But you know, like I'm trying to say here, everybody has their own different opinions, and I'm not gonna force that down everybody's throat. But you know, there's some series that I really despise, like Minecraft and you know, Five Nights at Freddy's and others, but you know, look at everyone has their own opinions. You know, it's different things, and if everyone same things, the entire world would be pretty boring to live in right now.
Yeah,
as everyone has their own different opinions and thoughts.
And plus, Mark, from what you were saying earlier, that some people have gotten permission to feature games that have copyright. That's great, but for me, I don't really have any press to try to do that myself. I've still been comfortable of how I've been handling my content in general.
It kind of reminds me when Daniel was trying to try Kirby's Avalanche, but he was having processing issues.
Yeah, and that is actually true for what Dominic is saying, because if you guys don't believe me, a long time ago, I actually tried to record a gameplay of Kirby's Avalanche for the SNES, but the moment I tried to upload that, it just wouldn't process for some reason right here, which I don't get why.
Yeah, that is so weird.
It kept getting like stuck in processing, is what you're saying.
Yeah, it seemed like it would be going just fine right here, but one moment it was just like completely stopped. I mean, it's just been so long since that issue even happened, so I just can't quite remember the exact details of what all went down. But either way, that was just still disappointing from what I do remember out of that moment.
Yeah,
what happened to the
frog? That was definitely unfortunate for you, Daniel. I'm sorry to hear about that.
Yeah,
what happened to the...
Like, the only thing I could think of is that maybe YouTube was just having a bad day, like, on that day or something like that.
What happened to the frog, the ostrich, the swordfish? No, that's disappointing.
And if you guys don't get what Dominic is basically saying right here, it's basically a reference to one of the lines that Frequency mentioned in his review of Donkey Kong Country Returns for the Wii. Now that I do remember was very good of a review. I remember checking out on that back in the day when it was new.
Yeah, I got lucky there because Mark literally appeared like exactly in my line of fire, so it was literally the perfect opportunity for me to use my green shell.
Come on, DK Jungle, come on. I mean, I really don't care, but still, come on. But yeah, I might have to get back to Persona 3 Reload on my Switch too. I'm not bored of it, far from it. I don't know. I guess I just had other stuff going on in my life, but yeah. So far, I'm not seeing the issues. What people are saying that Persona 3 Reload on Switch 2 is a bad port, or at least in terms of okay, good, thank you. But at least in terms of dock mode. Dock mode, from what I can notice, it runs similarly to the PS4 version. But if you're playing it on handheld mode, I can kind of see where people are coming from. But otherwise, I don't see what people are saying about Persona 3 Reload on the Switch 2. It's a bad port. At least when you're playing on dock mode. I really don't see what people's having problems with. And trust me, coming from someone who's a big Persona fan, I should know what I'm talking about.
Also, since we were talking about Asphalt from earlier, say that pretty recently, as the time that this is being recorded right here, I did manage to get a pretty nice comment right here that they recently added to Asphalt Legends that I'm really liking right here. Top that I've recently gotten right here is basically something that they brought back from Asphalt 8 that they have for several years. That being the Connect Seg 1-to-1.
Wow. I like how, okay, you're not gonna see it, but from my perspective, I was like leaning too far to the edge. I was able to see a bit of what the of the track out of bounds.
Oh wow.
Oh my god!
So basically, think of it like Boundary Break, where basically, think of it like Boundary Break, where basically take the camera anywhere you want and find new discoveries for our favorite game. And I've shown Daniel his kinds of videos before, and based on what I noticed, that Daniel did seem to enjoy that, based on what little I've seen, based on what I've seen, based on what I've seen of Daniel. Daniel did seem to enjoy watching those from what I've seen.
Yeah, I do say those kinds of videos are very nice from what I do remember checking out on them. Yeah, just any time when you see something pretty interesting that's not normally there for what you do see on the screen, that really does provide some very good moments for anyone.
Yeah, for sure.
Although I get his channel sometimes confused with Rered, because I know his channel says or he sees, but for some reason my brain keeps on thinking he's Re-Res for some reason.
Well, speaking of Re-Res, that's another guy I like watching sometimes. He's pretty funny as well.
He kind of reminds me of the Angry Video Game Nerd, and also and then Scott. I guess
you could say he's kind of like a more family-friendly Angry Video Game Nerd. I guess you could say.
I also then there's like Scott the Was and Scott's Stash. I mean, what can I say? I do like a lot of YouTubers. You know, and especially Scott the Was. I mean, I remember when I don't remember what video I seen. Scott the Was, I seen it from him first. But that was when at the time Scott the Was uploading quite more often than what he does nowadays. But let's for the exact first video I watched from Scott the Was, but I think Scott the Was is also pretty funny. Yeah. You know, I will say, you know, his videos are fun. So yeah.
I agree. I'm a Scott the Was fan myself. And alright, I have decided this is going to be the last track because look at the time code based on the fact that we got through 3 sets in about 45 minutes. It should be about an hour by the time this set's done. So yeah, let's make this set count.
Hey, it's like, hey Gary, I know us for breakfast. That's right. So, somebody even goes in there. Nope, it doesn't. But oh well.
All right, at least we get to play Ribbon Road, which is a great track.
But yeah, to those who don't know me, I'm a big SpongeBob fan. It's been that way since probably the early 2000s. And yeah, there was some SpongeBob stuff that came after the movie that was pretty good. Like for example, Krusty Towers. But I do a lot of SpongeBob fans. That the SpongeBob did go downhill after the movie, but you know, SpongeBob I think is a very good classic show. And Daniel and I definitely imitated us before Mainly the 24-25 scene and the candy bar scene, mainly those.
I will say though, and even though I do agree with you that the show did go downhill after the movie, I do think the first half of season 4 is pretty much just about as good as season 1 through 3, and I also do think that the second half of season 9 as well as season 11, at least from what I remember watching at most of season 11, are actually pretty good seasons as well.
And yeah, rest in peace to Stephen Hillenburg too. Rest in peace.
Yeah, it's hard to believe right here that SpongeBob is literally still going on after the creator of the show passed away a long time ago. And yeah, I don't watch SpongeBob as much as I used to back in the day, but it can still be nice to see right here from time to time, but with how good of a classic cartoon it is.
And there's a new SpongeBob movie coming out later this month.
I kind of forgot about that, but if I'm being honest here, I kind of stopped paying attention to the SpongeBob movie, like sometime after the first SpongeBob movie, because the Sponge Out of Water, that one I didn't like the designs of the characters, mainly SpongeBob, you know, so I skipped out on that one, and then there was one Sponge on the Run. Yeah, you know, so the only SpongeBob movie I can think of off the top of my head that I watched in terms of actual SpongeBob movies, the specials do not count. But I will say that SpongeBob, but based around the SpongeBob SquarePants movie, that one is definitely a good classic. And from what I remember too, Stephen Hillenburg even said himself that he wanted the SpongeBob series to end after the movie, but then Paramount and Nickelodeon, they were like, oh no, we want more, we want more SpongeBob, and so that was when Stephen Hillenburg he left the studio until a certain season later. He did come back before he died, but I can kind of understand why Nickelodeon, I can understand why they did it. I can kind of understand why they did it, because, you know, SpongeBob, it is a big IP, and, you know, SpongeBob, you know, they still want to keep going because it makes them money. I get it, kind of like the Sonic movies does with Paramount. But if anything, I would have respected. I would have respected Stephen Hillenburg's wishes, and I would have just made it to where the SpongeBob SquarePants movie would have been the series finale to respect his wishes. That's what I would have done. But whatever.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely agree with you. I mean, even though we did get some good episodes after the first movie, I do agree with the series still should have ended after that point, especially because, you know, I think long term, if SpongeBob had ended after the movie, its reputation definitely would be a lot better than it is today.
And heck, as much as I like The Simpsons, even I had the same exact opinion that The Simpsons should have ended after the first movie. I'm surprised that The Simpsons is still going.
Yeah, honestly, me too. I have heard actually the newer episodes, like the ones that have come out the past couple of years, I have actually heard they're pretty good, but I don't really care to check them out, to be honest, just because I'm still busy checking out a lot of other things, and also because, you know, in all honesty, I really do think the classics and the episodes are really tough to beat.
And plus, some voice actors of The Simpsons are like, they're pretty old now.
Yeah, I have heard that like Marge's voice is like declining significantly.
Yeah, based on what I've seen of this one video where he was comparing Marge's old voice compared to now, yeah, I definitely agree that her voice definitely declined because she is just that old.
Yeah, well, and I think what happened is that because of the way Marge's character is, and because, like, you know, of, like, the way, like, you know, the actress has to, like, you know, exaggerate that, you know, aspect of her voice to make her character work, I think it actually has permanently damaged her voice, the point where she now effortlessly sounds like Marge without even needing to exaggerate it.
Yeah, it makes sense, because basically Marge sounds something like, Hey, come on, Palmer. Or whatever, you know, in her voice, so it makes sense.
Yep. Even Homer, from what I've heard, does sound quite a bit older now.
Yeah, and actually, Homer's voice actor was the voice of the genie in one of the Aladdin movies.
Oh, yeah,
That is some pretty interesting information right there, Mark. So, I bet some people are going to be surprised right there that the person who voiced Homer Simpson right here, I bet they're going to be surprised right here that that he literally voiced the genie from one of the Aladdin movies too.
Yeah, like, so from what I've read about, like, at the time The Return of Jafar came out, which was the first of the sequels, Robin Williams was having some sort of, like, contract dispute or something with Disney, so Dan Castellaneta was brought in to replace him for that movie.
Yeah, honestly, I haven't really paid too much attention to the voice actors, you know, being honest, so I don't really know in terms of their backstory, but I do know either way that hopefully that the Simpsons, hopefully they do end it one of these days. I mean, don't get me wrong, the Simpsons, you know, it's classic, especially since that show's been going on since like the 80s or so. But you know, but I personally think the show, I just like the front of the SquarePants movie, I still think the show should have ended sometime after the first movie, after the Simpsons movie, you know, came out in like 2006 or whatever. Because you know, because eventually that kind of stuff gets stale eventually.
Yeah. Well, and the Simpsons really was like, you know, it really was like, you know, prime, like, you know, like prime like 80s and 90s like era, like, you know, a comedy show. It really, I think, was like a show that was like kind of like a part of its time when it first launched. You really can't carry like, you know, 80s and 90s style comedy, you know, for so many decades like you tried to.
Well, one of my favorite episodes of The Simpsons was the one where Bart, where he has to like study or whatever, or he gets held back or whatever. I remember that one being one of my favorites of the show.
My favorite episode, honestly, is probably, I'm being real, probably like, maybe like 2004 or 5, because I'm a big Halloween fan, and I think that episode was amazing. But I also really do love Martin versus the Monorail.
And the funny thing is too, I do know when they made the Simpsons game, that pretty much released on pretty much the modern systems at the time, you know, because they were modern systems at the time. And I think every version is okay, maybe not every version, but a lot of the versions are from each other, from what I remember hearing. But you know, I mean, I wouldn't call myself a big Simpsons fan myself. But you know, The Simpsons, it's a good show. Don't get me wrong, it's good. You know, it like I said, it should have ended quite a bit of a while ago. But I can understand why the people over there, they don't want to end it because you know, it's a big IP. It gives them money. But you know, eventually they're gonna have to end it one way or another. And actually do like a series finale or something, you know, to end off the show on a high note or something for everyone to remember.
Yeah, definitely for sure. You should have them before, you know, before like, you know, people really start having like voice cast like the main voice cast members like really start dying, which definitely is gonna happen if they keep going at this rate.
Yeah, and actually,
but you never really know how much longer it could go on for right here, but only time will tell.
And what were we gonna say?
Yeah, Mr. Millhouse retired already from what I read.
But anyways, I do want to talk a little bit more about the Codec Seg 1-1 that I've recently obtained in Legends. On it, and it's special event that is currently going on as of the time that this is being recorded right here. And as long as you have a good amount of cars that are featured in that special event start up right here, then you can basically get a good amount of rewards. And as long as they are start up like all the way, then there's a very good chance you could basically get enough blueprints to unlock the car that way.
Alright. I didn't mean to pick LA Laughs, but it's alright.
Anyway.
Oh, well, for a track called Rainbow Road, I'm not seeing any rain. And I'm not seeing any bows either. All I'm seeing is road. Kind of like that one episode of SpongeBob where Patrick says, road. You know, pretty much throughout the whole song.
Oh god, yeah, I remember that episode. If it's the one I'm thinking of, I did not like that episode very much. But that song wasn't...
I thought it was fine, but I haven't watched that episode since God knows how long. I don't really remember exactly how the episode plays out, except from the fact that, aside from like SpongeBob and Patrick, they get lost in the jungle or whatever.
Yeah.
Since I mentioned that the Connect Seg 101 has been in Asphalt 8 for a long time as well, I do know back then it was originally introduced in the update where they added the San Diego Harbor track. And that was the update I can remember on that particular game when I first started playing it. But of course, I don't have the regular Asphalt anymore, all because the iPad device that I had the game on unfortunately died on me in late 2020. So I got a new iPad device on Christmas 2021, and I basically got Asphalt 8 Plus on there. I did try to get my data back on the original Asphalt 8 when I had a new iPad, but it just didn't work out. But I decided to put Asphalt 8 Plus just because it's a much easier way for me to get back on the previous vehicles that I had. And it's literally hard to believe right here that even while Asphalt Legends has been around right here for a long time, they're still doing updates for Asphalt 8 to this day.
I do know, I forgot I was gonna say, gosh dang it, oh well.
Yeah, man, going around my head the last couple of days about, like, with, Battletoads is on, NSO now. I am actually kind of tempted to do a gameplay of that.
Well, assuming you don't use the rewind features or restore points or whatever, Mark, have fun, because I remember hearing that Battletoads is very hard.
Yeah, and it's also the same thing, too, with another game that they have recently added, from what I do know, Ninja Gaiden 2. I do know Ninja Gaiden 2 and 3 are much harder compared to the original from what I have heard.
Yeah, the new Ninja Gaiden didn't came out with recently on, I think, PlayStation and Xbox, I think is more beginner friendly than the older.
Oh, okay. Whoever used the lightning bolt was not nice because I literally used the mushroom right to where the jump is, and then the lightning bolt happened. So whoever had that wasn't nice.
I agree. Whoever had the lightning.
I'm gonna assume that CPU had it because no one said anything after that. So I'm assuming one of the computer players had it, but still.
I mean, I think you're right, but let's be honest, nobody would admit it anyway that they did have it. Anyway, GG Daniel, good job winning your the last race in this video, and hey, considering this special is for you, I think you actually won this set, so that is good. You managed to get at least one victory in this multiplayer segments here.
Struck with lightning after going across the
great happy ending for me right there for that particular segment.
Yeah, for sure. Alright, I'd say this was definitely a good way to end this segment for sure. And yeah, I hope you guys all enjoyed watching it as well. Like I said, there's still going to be some more games to play, including at least one more multiplayer segment, but Until then, thank you all for watching. I'll see you guys all for segment number 3 coming up very soon. Take care.